Hi, this is Stephanie Miller from The Stephanie Miller Show. Please enjoy this exclusive clip from my show on Political Voices Network. So, this one I say for you, Josh Rogan just revealed on CNN JD Vance and Don Jr. are actively working behind the scenes to get Zelensky ousted from his party and out of Ukraine. This way, Putin can, with the help of Trump, can put in a puppet so they can take over the rest of Ukraine. This is what we feared all along when we saw the debacle last Friday in the Oval Office. We had heard JD and Don had actually rehearsed setting up and ambushing Zelensky that way. This all makes sense now. I mean, just your thoughts.
It does. And you know what bothers Trump the most? Because Trump is all about ego, right? We always have to remember that. He's a narcissist who cares about the attention on him. It truly bothers him the way the world rallies around Zelensky, the way people respond to him, right? I mean, if Donald Trump walked in with a black shirt and black pants, I mean, he wouldn't even know, you wouldn't even know what the heck to do with that. But this man's in the middle of fighting a war in his country.
Right.
Right. He's not going to, you're mocking the fact that he didn't wear a suit. Well, yeah, look at your buddy Elon, right? So, I mean, like, I think for Trump, it's just like, let's get this guy out because he is an international hero in the eyes of many. And let's proceed with the plan, which is cede Ukraine to Russia and let Putin continue on his merry march across that region, which I have no doubt is the plan. And that's why this is also worrisome.
And to your point, Covey also said Trump is pausing intelligence sharings with the Ukraine while at the same time pausing offensive cyber operations against Russia, which leaves sensitive intelligence vulnerable to Russian hackers. Because of course it does, right?
Yeah. And the double-edged sword of that is I don't know how it's going with intelligence sharing from Europe to us. Because if I were an ally, I would have serious concerns about handing over intelligence to the United States right now. And that was a concern I had with Tulsi Gabbard taking the helm, with Trump in it, is that they're going to protect their own intelligence information and their assets and the security of their people. And in the end, it's us. It hurts us in America, right? Because what's happening here is that that's how we get back to a 9/11 possibly someday.
Yeah.
And that is really, really worrisome.
Yeah. So let's just, again, on Ukraine, last point, because I just want to keep putting this out here. Tristan Snell said Trump repeats the massive lie, claiming U.S. has spent $350 billion on Ukraine and Europe only $100 billion. Here are the real numbers: U.S. $114 billion, Europe $132 billion. So he just, keeps repeating the same lies that got us here, right?
Yeah, and it's, you know what? But it's effective. Because he takes over the mic, he commands the performance, and he repeats it over and over. And then the right-wing machine picks it up, and every right-wing influencer picks it up, and then it gets pushed out on Fox News. And then next thing you know, the American public is parroting it and repeating it, and they're believing it. And that's why he does it.
So in terms of him screaming, you're going to start World War III at Zelensky, French President Macron addressed all Europeans to prepare for war with Russia. This was broadcast live across the continent. Europe will not accept capitulation of Ukraine to Russia under the guise of peace negotiations. Americans must decide whose side we're on. Where do you see all this going, Olivia? Because it sounds pretty effing terrifying to me.
I think, I think there's control here by our foreign adversaries over Trump, and I think we should be concerned about every step that he takes. I think Europe is right to sit there and be concerned about what the next move is for the U.S. And I think it's really just a really sad moment for our country, because I think right now, while he used to be the leader of the free world, I don't think we're really being viewed that way right now. And I have no doubt I'm watching really closely what he's going to do with NATO and how he's messaging, because even in his speech, while he didn't, address NATO right off the bat, what he did say, he continued the narrative of undermining our allies and know how much, we contribute versus what they contribute. And the facts and the stats aren't correct when he does that.
Yeah. One last one. Rick Wilson said a few weeks ago, I was assured by a Republican friend the tariffs were merely part of Trump's negotiating genius and his strategy would bring everyone in the world to heel. How's that working out? I mean, we were just saying this whole, first of all, as you know, he's just a bully and a coward, right? The minute he gets blowback, he backs down. And how do tariffs even work when you're like, oh, okay, automakers, you get an exemption, and okay, maybe farm people, I'll do this for, I mean, he just is exposed as just a blowhard, like nearly every day, isn't he?
Yeah, and it's chaos and it's volatile and it hurts the market and ultimately it hurts the consumer, which Americans need to understand, because really the people that are getting sort of jostled around are Americans, because we're sitting here going, okay, there's going to be a tariff, it's going to disrupt. It affects pricing. It affects like people who are sitting there at the markets trying to figure out like, well, how is this going to affect the bottom line? How does that affect our groceries? What's going to happen? What's going to happen to cars and automobiles? And so, but I think there's a lesson that's to be learned here, is that he quickly realized when the automakers and everyone started calling him and raising hell that he'd stepped in it a little bit, right?
Yeah.
So there is a lesson here about why we need to call him out to the carpet.
That's right.
Why we need to call him out. Why business leaders specifically also need to take a stand.
Yeah.
Because that is how we're going to stop some of this insanity, chaos, and destruction.
I think that's what triggered this, because he was on Fox, this one car maker with Maria Bartiromo, and said, yeah, I can't sell cars. They're going up, to $1,000 or whatever. I'm sure Trump saw that, and he's just a coward. Anyway, Can I just, in this era of we desperately need bipartisan love, right before we went on, you said, can I say something weird? I miss you since Sexy Liberal DC. And I'm like, I miss you too, Olivia. Okay.
I do miss you all.
This moment of bipartisan love brought to you by Stephanie and Olivia.
And make sure you subscribe to our Substack. It is amazing.
It's fantastic.
Yes.
We've linked to all of it.
Yes, we
have.
Love you, honey. See you soon. Oh, hey there. It's Stephanie Miller. If you're like me and you love sharp political insight, pointy, you like it pointy and sharp, bold opinions, and a touch of humor to make sense of these crazy times, have I got some fantastic news for you. The Political Voices Network is now on Substack. This is your new go-to for the best in independent media. We're talking about my show streaming daily with episodes on demand, the fearless of journalism of Brian Karem, the brilliant side-splitting satire of John Fugelsang, the unrelenting working class advocacy of Rick Smith, and so much more. Here's the best part. Subscribing is so easy. You can join for free or go to the extra mile. Support these incredible independent voices by signing up for a full subscription starting at just $8. You'll get access to exclusive content, behind-the-scenes insights, and a chance to directly fuel fearless, unfiltered media. So what are you waiting for? Head on over to politicalvoicesnetwork.com, hit that subscribe button, and become part of the movement keeping truth alive in an era of corporate media overload. Every subscription helps, especially yours. One more time, that is politicalvoicesnetwork.com. Sign up now. Do it.